When I was a kid, I think I terrorized my parents a little bit because I never wanted to go to bed and I always wanted another bedtime story. I was always like, oh please, just one more bedtime story. Bedtime stories and books are so magical. They transport you to a whole nother world.
To the wings of a hawk, the young child held on tight as they swept through the air and they soared into flight. From her perch in the clouds, she watched all that had been while the islands exhaled, breathing out, breathing in.
Hi, I am Kaylin Malia George. I am the author of Aloha Everything.
Hi, I'm May Wei, and I am the illustrator of Aloha Everything.
See his mother.
Growing up, I always wanted more and more stories. And I had Goodnight Moon and I had The Very Hungry Caterpillar, but I also had the stories that my mother would tell me. Stories about my mom growing up on Molokai and getting into mischief with her and her siblings. Stories about how they would hide from the night marchers or how they would catch glimpses of the White Lady. I cherished these stories, but I noticed that I couldn't find them in the books on the shelves of my classrooms or libraries. It made me wonder if the world knew or cared about families like my family. And then I grew up and I became a professional storyteller, which was always my dream. And I learned that even today, less than 0.05% of children's literature represents Pacific Islander characters and culture. So that really inspired me to create Aloha Everything.
As an artist, I found a lifelong passion depicting female characters as confident and empowered. I was born in China, specifically Kunming in the district of Wu. When I was 2 years old, I was abandoned, and due to the one-child policy, there were orphanages disproportionately full of abandoned girls who were often not as valued as boys. From the time I was a child, I always loved art. I expressed myself most clearly through my art. When I realized that I could create illustrations for children that represented the kind of strong, adventurous, empowered young girl that would show little girls everywhere that they can do anything, that they were valued, that they matter, I think that's when I truly realized my passion for Aloha Everything. Women and girls are still underrepresented in children's literature, but we're going to change that. Aloha Everything is a vibrant, adventure-filled story about a young girl whom we call Ano.
Since the day that Ano was born, her heart has been connected to her home. But this courageous child has a lot to learn. When Ano begins to dance the hula, a storytelling dance form which carries the knowledge, history, and folklore of the Hawaiian people, Ano comes to understand the true meaning of aloha. We created this book with so much love over the course of a nearly 3-year-long partnership between May and myself.
Every illustration was carefully painted with acrylic and gouache mediums. It was very important for me to create vivacious scenes that would be unforgettable. Kids have the best imaginations in the world, so we designed every page to truly be an immersive experience.
Raise your hand if you have seen hula before.
Something that was important to us from the very beginning was creating a book that's not only fun, but also educational. So we brought the book into over a dozen classrooms and we got feedback from teachers, from librarians, and of course, from the kids themselves. Aloha Everything was designed to naturally fit into curriculum surrounding geology, life science, language, poetry, and more. It's a multilingual book that features 25 Hawaiian words and phrases, and it features dynamic, interactive components like the I Spy pages that keep kids excited to turn every page and to learn.
Aloha Everything also partners with local island-based nonprofits to ensure that we are giving back to the beautiful, vibrant community that inspired Aloha Everything in the first place.
Every purchase of Aloha Everything will help to ensure that we can continue doing just that. Aloha Everything has been written, illustrated, designed, it's completed and ready to go. So how can we use your help?
Aloha Everything is the first of many books that we want to create. And we need your help in showing that there are still people supporting independent publishing and emerging artists.
The funds that we raise through the Kickstarter will help us to cover printing costs so that we can bring physical books to your bookshelf.
Guarantee your copy in the first print run of Aloha Everything by pre-ordering with Kickstarter.
And once you've ordered one copy for yourself, you can also order additional copies for donation to nonprofits, charities, and children's hospitals. There's also extra goodies like an ebook, an audiobook, and a cinematic audiovisual experience with animated illustrations, sound effects, music, and reading. Play the cinematic experience for your little ones on an iPad or a laptop and watch it lull them to sleep. Plus, there's an educational materials pack that includes over 40 minutes of educational lessons, plus worksheets and activities. Mahalo for supporting us and for raising AAPI voices. And aloha to you, to your ohana,
And aloha everything!